Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. A 10 of Wands to begin. There's a lot of fire energy right there. I think we had the 10 of Wands in your last reading as well, a couple days ago. Very interesting that it's here now. Let's put it into some context. All right. Interesting. Oh, there's the chair. Oh, and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like Cancers are always struggling between, always struggling with this fire and water, right? Because that is the cardinal water energy is Cancer, right? Fire and water, cardinal water. So I feel like we're always kind of struggling with our responses, our reactions, gauging our feelings, and then trying to understand how we should respond to a situation, kind of, based on how we feel about it, and wondering if we are reacting a little bit too impulsively or if we're not reacting strongly enough, and there's this internal debate about that. Let's select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, and we are just going to set it aside. We'll put Mr. Ed right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. Hopefully it'll tie everything together. Give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. You'll have to excuse my voice today. I think I've been talking a little too much, so I might have to talk a little quieter today. Hope you don't mind the whispering. Okay. So major. We have our trinity of major arcana, and this is beautiful. The Chariot, the Star, and the transformation, right? The transformation of ourselves into the star, right? I like that. We do have fire. We do have water. We do have air. And then we do have earth. I like to kind of shake the cards like we're in an iPhone here. So we've got a nice balance of everything, right? And I think that's kind of what we're struggling for, is balance. We're trying to find the right way to react to the environment that can create the best opportunities. Right here's the Ace of Pentacles at the end. We're trying to understand kind of with our fire energy, with our cardinal water, how do we respond, how do we communicate effectively with our environment? See, here's change and change. The changes. Are we changing how we communicate in order to change what happens in our surroundings? This is very interesting. We're transforming, not only are we transforming the environment with this air energy, but we're transforming ourselves with the air energy, but in a major arcana way. Isn't that interesting how it kind of, we've got above and we've got below. Right? We've got both of these patterns here. We've got them in both places. It's very cool. Transforming the environment through the air energy, transforming ourselves through the air energy of this major arcana. I really do like that. So the 10, anyway, let's get back on track, Paul. The 10 of Wands here is a lot of fire energy. It's fire energy that has now become a burden. And this could be maybe a short-temperedness that you're feeling. It seems like we're so frustrated with maybe ourselves, with our environment, with just reality. We're just so frustrated with it that we feel overwhelmed. Let's take the water energy at the same time. We feel like we are losing hope, losing optimism, because we're so frustrated with. Maybe we have just too much on our plate. Maybe there are too many demands on our energy. Maybe we're getting overwhelmed by the environment, and it's starting to create this buildup of fire energy within us, to the point where it's so far connected from source that we don't really remember what we're here, why we're doing it, or who we are. There's this need to reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with our Cancer energy, find that purpose. This is like the ace. This is the Holy Grail in here. It's kind of the Ace of Pentacles, right? Kind of looks like it, different color maybe. Maybe this is the astral color complement of the Ace of Pentacles, is this ace, this pentacle that the charioteer is holding. So we need to rediscover ourselves and the environment. We need to rediscover the synchronicity. We need to rediscover this feeling of harmony, that the patterns that are going on within me are going on outside of me. And I'm in sync with things again, Because right now there's overwhelming active energy, overwhelming responsibilities, maybe job, career, whatever this is. The fire could be an overwhelming kind of creative impulse that we're just having difficulty finding the most harmonious expression for it. We're having difficulty finding a home for this for this fire energy. On this channel, I really like fire and earth together, right? With the 10 of Wands, I feel like it's the fire energy that's failing to find the earth, right? We're failing to connect it with some earth energy, and I think that's why we've got earth energy here in a 5. This might be such a moving target that it's hard for us to hit. But this is a nice, stable, steady thing. This is the bullseye that we could hit, right? This is a constantly shifting target, and it's much more difficult to hit a moving target. Ask any archer or sharpshooter. And interestingly, right as I said that, my cat starts scratching at the door. Now, the door's wide open. She can come and go as she pleases. Very often she'll come and jump on my lap or on the desk while I'm doing these readings. But she also likes to scratch at it's the door hinge. It's right there at the corner of where the door meets the wall, The door is open, but she likes to scratch right there at the hinge. Anyway, maybe there's a cricket back there or something. So she might make an appearance, but I like it when I hear her scratching right as I'm saying something, and then it's just kind of, I think I'm onto something there. This idea of the moving target. Because I feel like we have a lot of this creative impulse. And when I say creative, I don't just mean that you have to be like a painter or a musician or something. No, it's this fiery spiritual drive, this ambition to create our world, to do something, And if we don't, I think that there is this buildup. I think it starts maybe as anxiety, where I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I have all of this nervous energy that I need to either put something together, take something apart, go for a drive, draw something, start a business, whatever you want to do. But I feel like you're having trouble connecting it with practical things. Maybe you have a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration, but they fail to connect. There's a lot of this creative will to build our life, build our world, to manifest things. And I don't know what you're doing. Maybe if this is something at work, something at home, maybe it's you have all this time and energy and you want to fix things around the house, but you just don't know what to do, where to go, how to start. Or maybe you do, but it doesn't quite work out. It doesn't scratch that itch, Maybe you're a writer. Maybe you don't know what to write. You get started and you just scrap the paper. So I see that there's a lot of trying going on. Yeah. And I like that we have the Princess of Wands here. This is a little bit of earth and fire, and you know I like earth and fire. This is earth and fire that is at least, there's the cat again. Yeah, I'm on to something. This is the earth and fire that is at least trying things, experimenting. You're taking risks. You're doing different things. You're trying to find the right outlet. You're throwing your spears at the target. It's not your fault the target keeps moving all over the place, but at least you're out there trying, you know. You're doing the damn thing. Excuse my language. But it's just not having the results. It's just not hitting the target like it should. Yeah. The fire and the earth. I think it's creating an Eight of Cups situation. We're starting to kind of get a little bit down in the dumps, as my parents used to call it. I'm a solar Cancer. When I was a kid, I was down in the dumps a lot. You know, go figure. I had a lot of nervous energy. I wanted to do a lot of things, but I didn't know what to do. I ended up doing nothing. Or I would start things here and I would never finish them. I used to have a lot of kind of half-built models or games or toys or drawings or all sorts of stuff around my rooms. Things that I would just get out. No, that's not it. I'd go to something else, you know. I always had a messy room. I think it's a Cancer thing too. But I feel like it's starting to kind of get you down. It's starting to we're starting to lose a little bit of this water energy that we need. The water energy that if we were in harmony, we were in sync with that water energy, that's the holy water. That's the water that can nourish the world, you know. The healing water, heal ourselves, and it's magic, and it flows from us when we have it in that right way. And that's what we're trying to do right now. And right now we're trying to stay optimistic. We're trying to fill our cups back up. We're trying to say, I can get to this point. I can have this harmony. I can be in sync with the world again. I can find the synchronicity, and I can do it. I think what we're looking at is a 5. See, the 5 of Swords is up here at the top of the path of the dove. We're thinking we need a new way to communicate. You know, this to me is kind of like, you know, Cool Hand Luke there is a failure to communicate. And maybe that's the case. Maybe it's something where we're not voicing our concerns out loud, maybe even to ourselves or to our loved ones. Or maybe we're too much in this negative thinking, this kind of pessimism energy. One thing about the 5 of Swords, I like to say that we can switch that around. It takes some effort, but we can do it. We can put spirit back on top. Right? We can let spirit take the wheel again. We can let spirit guide our spears as we're throwing them toward that moving target. This thing here is like that at the carnival where you've got different dartboards or whatever, and they're all kind of spinning around like this, and you've got the whoever it is at the magician or whatever, trying to throw daggers or spears or, you know, at these moving dartboards, and it just seems impossible, but somehow the magician's able to hit each one. Maybe that'll be the magician. I don't know. Could be. I feel like we can start by positive affirmations. You know, start by doing the intellectual work in a positive, constructive way of putting trust back in spirit, trust back in ourselves, by opening ourselves up to receiving the wisdom, the knowledge, right? Because we're thinking ahead. We're looking at this starlight and this chariot. We want to get this transformation underway. We got to get this stuff going. Yeah. So I like that we have the 5 of Swords and the star, because the star The star is kind of like, well, the Five of Swords is kind of like a star, right? It's the pentagram. This, to me, feels more like the hexagram, right? This is the macrocosm, this is the microcosm. We're trying to get that to inform that. We're trying to change our thinking so that we can be a spiritual antenna for this starlight, for the macrocosmic energy to come into our microcosm. We're trying to make a connection with our soul, our spirit, our starlight, our purpose. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is find, who am I? What should I be doing that I will feel beyond the shadow of a doubt that is the perfect harmony for me right now, right? You know, when you're doing your purpose, you can feel it. Everything just feels right. There's a flow to it. Because micro and macro are in sync. There's that harmony. And that's when you're in that zone where you're hitting every target, even the targets that are spinning around. So I like that we have this kind of, this star energy, because this is also spiritual vision, visualization. It's not enough to just tell myself, all right, I'm going to figure this out. You know, I am good enough. I am whatever. I am fulfilling my destiny. I am following my bliss, following my star, whatever. It's one thing to tell ourselves that we're going to hit the target, but we have to visualize ourselves doing it, right? Now, there could, of course, arise the issue that we're not sure what the target even is. Maybe that's the case. Then we still visualize and use positive affirmations. We visualize what it's going to be like when we are hitting the target, whatever the target may be. When we discover what the target is, visualize that moment. Then visualize yourself doing it, hitting the target. Right? We can do positive affirmations, repeat it 10 times, 3 times a day. It's not enough. You'd have to repeat it 24 hours a day for your entire life for it to do anything. You need the visualization too. It's not enough to just say the words. It's not enough to just pray with your mouth. You've got to pray with your heart. Yeah. If you do it long enough, just repeating the sentence, eventually it's going to become a vision, but it might take longer. And it seems like we're kind of running out of time here, right? We're getting a little anxious. So I like the star energy, and it shows the practical ways that we need to kind of get to this, find our target and get the dang thing from stop moving. We want to get this solid, stationary target that we can hit. We want to start building and growing this thing, whatever our purpose is right now. Death card underneath. There are always things that we can let go. We can always lighten the load, right? There's always something that you can get rid of in your house, in your car, from your soul. There's always stuff that we hang on to that we don't ultimately need. I'm a very big fan of downsizing, right? Very big. I'm a big kind of minimalist. If I had my way, I would just have almost nothing in my house, right? It would just be like a chair and this desk and a camera. I don't need a lot of things. I certainly don't need a lot of clutter. I think that the part of the issue here, not the whole, part of it, is that there's too much clutter going on inside, right? Maybe your physical environment too. Take a look around and see. Maybe. But I feel like we're cluttering ourselves up maybe by trying too many different things at once. We think that if we just go through every single possibility in the universe, that eventually we'll find the needle in the haystack. Well, if that haystack is infinite, you've got to be really lucky to find the needle. So maybe we need to clear some things out and really simplify our lives so that we can get this abundance, that we can have this manifestation. So we talked about the star energy. I think this is going to be very good for us. I think it's leading us to this clarity. Doing these practices, and there's my little iPhone. by doing these practices, we're getting this clarity. We're changing our perspective. We're getting an outside, elevated kind of bird's eye view of things. So we can see, maybe if you look at things like this from overhead, you can see what's going on here. Just cross your eyes a little bit and squint and just see the colors that we have here, right? The colors that are here. These are kind of dark colors. It looks like there's some residue. It's like I've got to clean my glasses. But we want the fire. We got the fire, but it runs into this dark splotch right here, right? It's real bright, but then it just runs into this sludge. What we need is the beautiful blues and purples and these colors right here, right? It's all about the color. We could do a reading where I won't even talk about the cards, just about the colors of the cards. Look at the next color. Look at the ace. So the greens, the citrine, the olive, the russet, the black and the shadows in between, around things. This is the real earth. This is the real growth. This is the beginning of manifestation. This is the first thing that appears, and it's green and gold, right? That it's got heart in it. It's alive, right? And to get there, we've got to plant that seed, and this is kind of we're the chariot, and this Holy Grail, this orb, this disc this is our star, really. This is our core. This is who we are. We've got to put all of that into the ground, bury it, and water it, give it light, and watch it grow. We don't want that, right? This is the card we don't want. Cancers are very clingy type of creatures, right? We got something, we want to keep it. We don't want to. I got to protect it. That's why Cancer is the sign of family too, right? Because we've got our family. We're going to protect it. It's very important to us. But the same thing with that, with our own kind of soul, right? We've got to plant. We've got to put it into something. Otherwise, the crab becomes the hermit crab. So there's this reluctance, I think, that's natural for Cancers to put all of yourself into something in a way that is going to grow this wonderful abundance. We've got to trust in that. This is the card. This is the position, what we don't want, but it's what we need. We need to fully embrace our Cancer nature and then perhaps almost give it up. We have to really be who we are, acknowledge it, attain that, and then say, okay, I'm putting it in here. I'm giving it away. What is the quote from the Bible? I don't know. Someone can correct me, but it's who might keep their soul will lose it, but who gives up their soul will gain it, or something like that. It's kind of what I'm feeling here. But we're not ready to do this until we really have this experience of the star, the clarity, the air energy. Otherwise, we don't know what we're doing. That we don't really have yet the authority over ourselves to fully commit to that growth. If we're still over here with the uncertainty and not really knowing where to go, if we have a lot of this baggage still, who knows if what we're putting our entire soul into is even what is meant for us, if we haven't yet attained this experience, this wisdom, this starlight, right? I think this is tremendous abundance growing in your life, but we have to plant the seed. We have to hit that target, and this is the button. Push the button, suddenly things are just growing everywhere. It's, I bet you that mystery card is going to be the Empress. I think that's the only card it can be. Of course, I am probably wrong, but I've had a good run here with the Cancer readings for that mystery card, so I'm going to trust it, right? I'm going to trust my intuition. But I feel like we're not there yet. We have a lot of this work to do first if we're going to get to this Ace of Pentacles, and if we're eventually going to have that Empress. Maybe since we've got a horse, maybe this is going to be the Knight of Cups. That's the Cancer energy, right? That's Cancer energy in motion. That's Cancer that understands itself and is doing the work, right? It's a knight. It's on a horse. It's got the cup. It's doing it. But that's where we want to be. I don't think we're quite there yet until we get through all these cards. Well, let's ask the famous Mr. Ed. I'd sing the song, of course, but then I'd probably get a copyright strike, and I don't want to do that. Otherwise, I would. Okay. I already said Empress or the Knight of Cups. Right? Show the Cancer energy in motion, the Chariot moving forward, doing the work. But maybe Empress. Sweet. Yes, the Empress. I think I'm 4 for 4 now with the Cancer readings. Batting 1,000. Yeah, I think this is the potential that we have. This is the Empress. This is tremendous abundance. And we deserve this. We're working toward this. We have to be willing to put our self, our soul into this. Fully commit to this if we want to have this, experience this. This is the tremendous harmony. This is family. This is love. This is safety, security, stability. This is productivity. This is everything that your target should be or could be. Whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever is meant for you, whatever you're aiming at, we can get there and we can grow this really just beautiful, full, abundant life. And I think you deserve it. I think you've been doing the hard work for a long time. We're ready for this. So let's just do the final push of work. Let's think about this air energy. Let's get this clarity. And let's go all in. Let's fully commit to it. Whatever we're growing. I hope you'll leave me some comments and let me know, what is that Ace or what is the Empress even for you? It really is a promise of abundance, but we've got to be willing to put ourselves, on the line, to really put all of ourselves into this. This is a very, very good confirmation card. We're going to do an extended too, and if you want to stick around for that, click on the link in the corner. New readings come out every day at 6 a.m. Chicago time, so please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Click the bell notification so you don't miss the next reading. Okay? I want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and thank you truly for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.